Welcome to 12th Man Studios. This is another edition of The Beat, and I'm Will Johnson. On Saturday, Texas A&M men's basketball defeated Auburn, and at the same time, they scored a victory in support of families dealing with autism. The Aggies at Reed Arena partnered with the Autism Speaks organization to spread awareness. This is an ailment that affects those across the country, but you'll see that it's a cause that's also close to Aggie hoops.
Who is that? Who is that?
Robert.
Case.
What's up? What's up, man?
I'm Darby Rich. I'm the men's basketball strength conditioning coach at Texas A&M University, and I have a child with autism. Case was born to us. He was early, but he was a normal, healthy child in 2011. And in 2013, started to show signs that something, was not quite right with his development. And it was a hard time. It was a challenging time. There were some times where, I've said it before, we were just gutted inside to think that his world could be so different than the world that we had envisioned for him.
In a time when support was greatly needed, the Riches found it in family. A&M Hoops gave them a home court.
Come here. Come here. Let me carry you. Come here.
Honestly, I think our players have made a difference in Case's progress, because he was always very affectionate around our family. He was never affectionate or inclusive with kids his age. The bridge, I think, were the players. He would run up and hug our players and play with them long before he did 3- and 4-year-olds in his school classrooms. And so to see him bond with people outside of our family, I really feel like our players were a big part of his therapy, even though to him they're just like having another set of brothers.
That is family in every sense of the word. Also helpful, a terrific sense of community.
We were fortunate in a lot of ways. We were fortunate that we caught it early. We were fortunate that here there's so many services, and the College Station School District, both Forest Ridge Elementary and Greens Prairie, where he goes now, and the teachers and specialists that he worked with there, just within the public school district, have been every bit as important in his, I guess you would say, his success in growing into a mainstream kindergarten classroom now.
Aggie basketball has been helpful to Case, but it's Case who provides equal assistance to Aggie basketball.
His relationship with our players and how he loves our players and loves us is awesome. He'll come give me a hug now, a high five, and just to see him thriving, in this situation today has been a blessing to me and to all our players and our guys.
What up, little dude? What's up, y'all? What's up, little man? Give me a hug, bro. What's up, dude?
Here I am.
What you doing? Building something?
Yeah, I got a fire truck.
A fire truck. Man, Case is just like, whatever is on his mind, he's gonna say or scream out loud, and it's hilarious. Like, he makes me laugh. He just brings a lot of joy and happiness to the guys. Even if we, like, say after a loss or something, he'll come in the locker room and just, kind of cheer everybody up. He'll be running around and throwing foam rollers at me and stuff like that. He just kind of, I don't know, he always brightens my day. He always makes me happy, so I try to do the same for them. Y'all ready? 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 1, 2, 3.
Cheese.
Oh, wait, one more. That was too blurry. Okay, cheese on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Cheese.
Aggie basketball showing support for one of its own, Darby Rich, and his family with their actions. When we come back to 12th Man Studios, we have freshman phenom Robert Williams with us.
The Beat, brought to you by ASCO, your place for case construction equipment in Texas.
Welcome back to The Beat. We told you earlier that on Saturday, Texas A&M beat Auburn. Now the Aggies look forward to a trip to Fayetteville to take on Arkansas. They're back home Saturday night here at Reed Arena against Alabama. On Monday, Robert Williams was named the SEC Freshman of the Week. Third time this year he has been given that award, and we have him on set with us right now. Robert, I want to start kind of from the beginning here. Vivian, Louisiana is your hometown. Obviously not a lot of population up there in that Northeast Louisiana community. Growing up, was there a whole lot for you to do other than hone your basketball game?
No, honestly, it was just food and basketball all day. That's all I did. I had a court right in front of my house, but I wasn't old enough to go up there. I wasn't big enough, as my dad would say, so he bought me a goal until I reached like, 10, 11, I just hoop on that goal outside, and I started playing with the big kids. So, you know, I was hyped for that. So it was basically just food and basketball.
Something tells me you probably didn't have a lot of trouble with the big kids either.
No.
Entering this season, your freshman year at Texas A&M, were you confident that you could have this kind of success this quickly in your college career?
Yeah, I was pretty confident because, I was the underdog. No one knew me, like no one. I played a couple games in the EYBL, but still never stood out, you know. So I was like, this is my chance. I know what I can do. Like my teammates, DJ, Tyler, they see me this summer, they were like, hey bro, you about to kill this. Like, they know what I can do. So I feel like they helped me raise my confidence level up a lot too.
And you mentioned Tyler Davis there.
Yeah.
The paint is a strength for the Aggies with you and Tyler Davis down there. How much has Tyler meant to you this year? How much has he helped you in your freshman year?
He's helped me a lot, but I think the part he's helped me the most is emotionally, like controlling my emotions. You know, he just tells me like, no matter what happens, bro, everything is a process. You know, you're not gonna wake up and be able to post me up tomorrow, you know. Everything is a process, but he's helped me on and off the court, bro. He stays in my ear. He may get on my nerves a lot, but he helps me.
You mentioned you were kind of the underdog coming to
Yeah.
Texas A&M. Maybe people didn't know a lot about you, but are you surprised at the attention you now receive for your play?
Yeah, I mean, this is surprising me coming from nothing, you know. I'm like, every week I get a new Twitter notification, congratulations, congratulations. I'm like, for what? What this time? You know, but yeah, it's a surprise.
With this team, like I mentioned earlier, you guys are at Arkansas Wednesday night. You come home to play Alabama on Saturday. Do you feel there's a run left in this Aggie team down the stretch?
Yeah, of course. We're the comeback team, man. We're known for comebacks. Yeah, I feel like it's a great run. I feel like Saturday's game, we had a lot of fun. A lot of fun, you know, just team-wise, picking each other up. So I feel like if we continue that, yeah, it's a big run coming.
Yeah, you mentioned that Auburn game, and it was also a special day. The Aggies were playing benefiting Autism Speaks,
Yeah.
and that's something that's close to your team. And we've seen photos of you with Case Rich, Darby's son, Darby, your strength and conditioning coach. A special afternoon, and you mentioned you guys had a lot of fun. It was a great cause you were supporting. And what has Case and Darby meant to this team? Because we see them around you guys all the time.
Man, Case and Cannon, bro, our little brothers. You know, Darby means the world to us. He lives for us, his son and his wife. You know, so we just told each other before the game, hey, look, we're doing this for Case, like, this our little brother. You know, Darby gives us so much during the summer and during the season, we can dedicate one game to him. So I think that's how we got the win.
Well, Robert, we enjoy watching you play. Good luck to you and this Aggie team the rest of the way. Thanks so much for the time.
Thank you.
That's Robert Williams right here in 12th Man Studios. The Aggies at Arkansas Wednesday, home against Alabama on Saturday. We welcome you back to 12th Man Studios and The Beat. Last week, Texas A&M women's swimming and diving went to Knoxville, Tennessee in search of their second consecutive SEC championship. And look what they gained and brought back home. It is another trophy, another title, and we have their head coach, Steve Bultman, on set with us right now. Back-to-back Southeastern Conference women's swimming and diving champions. How does that feel to you?
Feels great. SEC conference, you know, it's so tough. There's so many good programs, swimmers, divers, and to win it, you know, first year we went in, we were able to get second, but we were a pretty long way back from Georgia, and so to be able to win it 2 years in a row is pretty nice.
When you go to a meet like this, you mentioned the competition. I've heard people refer to it so many times as a mini Olympics, and it really is with the athletes that are there. When you go, do you think to yourself, if we can get some points here, if we can exceed expectations here, it will go a long way? And were there some key spots where maybe that really helped you win the title?
Well, there was. I mean, it's a long meet. It starts Tuesday afternoon, and there's basically 9 sessions, not counting diving, but there's 9 sessions. And so, you know, we look at it as, you know, you've got to be ready each session. Prelims are really important because if you don't do your job in the morning, you don't get to swim at night, or you don't get to swim where you can score the most points at night. And so it's important for sure.
And you win it last year. What did that do for your expectations in 2017 going to Knoxville? Well,
it definitely helped because last year when we went, we'd never won it before, and we were hoping to win it. And it was a battle. It was a 3-team battle. It was pretty exciting, pretty close, you know, back and forth. Going this year, we knew we could do it, but you've got to perform there. And the girls definitely stepped up and did that. And we pretty much led the whole way. I mean, there was at one point where Georgia got pretty close to us on Friday night, but then we had a good event right after that, and then we won the relay right after that. So that kind of helped solidify things.
And finally, you'll take it on to the NCAA championships in Indianapolis in March. 4 straight years you have finished with a top 4 finish. Are you looking at a team in 2017 that can do the same, put you in that top 4?
We could. I mean, Stanford's the team to beat for sure. And then there's a bunch of really good teams that are going to be battling for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, you know, probably all the way down to 7th or so. And so it's going to come down to who performs that weekend.
Great stuff. Congratulations on another SEC trophy.
Thank you.
That's Steve Bultman right here inside 12th Man Studios on The Beat.
The Beat, brought to you by Memorial Hermann, official sports medicine partner of Texas A&M Athletics.
Texas A&M men's golf. The season is underway, and in April they'll host the Aggie Invitational at Traditions Club. But most of the schedule sends them away from College Station. And that's really not all that bad because life on the road isn't that rugged. Their most recent tournament, for instance, had them at the John A. Burns Intercollegiate in Hawaii. The unenviable task of the week-long trip to the island. The team managed to start it with a fun ride.
About to float the little boat.
I just like that we're able to do things other than just golf. You know, most of the places we go, it's hotel, golf course, airport, and that's it. You don't really get to see much of the area. You know, I just like coming over here and being able to do some other things besides just golf and get the guys out and do some sightseeing and some tourist stuff.
the weather. It's always perfect. Like right now, it's probably 80, and it's just absolutely perfect. No wind.
Found some new glasses.
The Aggies got serious at tea time. They fired a 12 under par first round and used that to propel them to a 25 under score for the tournament, the program's fourth lowest three-day tourney score ever. The Aggies notched a second-place finish.
And our champion for this year is John Burns Intercollegiate, shooting 15 under par from Texas A&M, Chandler Phillip.
Phillips led the way with his card reading 15 under at the conclusion. He garnered his second tournament win of the season. When you shoot 25 under in Hawaii, there's only one way to celebrate.
What do you guys want to do?
I want to go to the beach.
This beach.
Right here.
This beach. You guys have your swimsuits here? Yeah. Ready to roll? Okay, let's do it.
The Aggies stay on the road for a while. They'll hit locations like Louisiana, Oregon, and Florida. Then it's April 1st and 2nd. They host the Aggie Invitational at Tradition Club. Back in a moment to close out the beat. Lisa Branch was Texas A&M's first All-American in women's basketball as she led the Aggies to their first two NCAA tournaments in 1994 and 1996. In 94, she was named Southwest Conference Player of the Year. When her time at A&M was complete, she continued in basketball and entered the coaching field. Lisa Branch, an Aggie great. Lisa Branch, an Aggie making a difference. A quick reminder before we close out, the baseball season is now underway, and the Aggies host a big series this weekend at Bluebell Park. The Pepperdine Waves roll in for a 3-game set Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Hope to see you at the Confines. We will see you next week on The Beat.